All right, we're going to be ranking WWE and AEW 2024 pay-per-views. That's what we're doing in this video. I refuse to say PLE. I'm not going to say PLE. If you're saying PLE, then you're calling Twitter X, and no one's doing that. All right, I have the list here of all the pay-per-views of 2024 so far for both WWE and AEW. I'll be honest, I forgot that King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring happened. I did forget about that. But I went on like a list. I'm not counting like any special events like I know there's like Raw Day 1. These are just pay-per-views only. Now I have this D category. I didn't put an F category because, to be quite honest, I don't think any of these deserve an F. Not all of them were great, but I don't think any of them were like, oh wow, I wasted money on this. All right, let's start with the AEW. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to sort these in order. At the bottom, Revolution. Okay, so Royal Rumble came before Revolution. Dynasty was before Forbidden Door, which was after Double or Nothing. All right, this is my guess. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just go. Royal Rumble. Okay. The problem is also I got to think about what was on the card for these. From what I remember with the Royal Rumble, I'm gonna put it in great because I remember the men's Royal Rumble was pretty good. It wasn't amazing. There weren't a lot of surprises. The women's Royal Rumble, there were more surprises in the women's than with the men's, if I recall correctly. The Logan Paul match was great. The Roman Reigns match obviously was, it was good. So yeah, I'm gonna put great here. I think the Royal Rumble is always, no matter really what the card looks like, you're there for the Rumble. What I do remember about this though, I felt like the women's Rumble lasted way too long, and I don't know if that was just me and my experience, or like they messed up the timings or something. Like it wasn't every 90 seconds. It was like every 2 minutes or something they were coming out, which they fake anyway. I'm not going to put it at amazing because it wasn't one of the best shows of 2024. It wasn't one of the best Rumbles. So I'm going to put it at great. Revolution with Sting. See, this is tough. I want to put it at amazing. You talk about AEW in the state that it is now, and it's nowhere near how it was a couple of years ago. But this Revolution was probably the best Revolution I've seen since Revolution 2020. I think obviously like a few of the matches didn't really make sense. They shouldn't have been on the card, but that's what you're going to get with every AEW pay-per-view. There's going to be 50 matches on the card. But I thought, Sting's presentation and Sting in the final match, his entrance, everything like that was just so well done. I think this was a perfect send-off for Sting. I don't know if I can put it at amazing, but to be quite honest, if we're talking about the best AEW pay-per-views, and there's only been 4, if we're talking about only AEW pay-per-views, this is certainly the best one this year. I think I enjoyed watching it more than the Rumble. I think I did, and I loved the Rumble. I thought the Rumble was great. We're going to leave it at amazing for now. Maybe I'll change my mind later. I'm going to leave it at amazing for now. Elimination Chamber. Now, Elimination Chamber is one of those pay-per-views that it's a gimmick pay-per-view. It's like Hell in a Cell. I don't care for it. I really don't care for the Elimination Chamber, especially this Elimination Chamber too. This was at the kind of like the point where there was rumors of like Seth Rollins isn't going to make it to WrestleMania. Punk was injured, he's not going to WrestleMania, and so there was all this weird stuff happening. Like Lesnar obviously wasn't going to be at WrestleMania. I didn't like it as much as I've liked other Elimination Chambers in the past. Cody didn't even fight. He was on the Grayson Waller effect. No, I'm not gonna put it at not great because it was still good. I'm gonna put it at meh. Dynasty was interesting because this is the one where Swerve beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe obviously was, like, in my eyes, shouldn't have beaten MJF. I think Swerve should have beat MJF. Probably at Dynasty. But Swerve finally winning was a good moment. I'm trying to see, because with these AEW pay-per-views, there's so many matches that I forget what was on the card. Jack Perry returned, actually. Yeah, okay. Look, I'm going to put it at good, because with AEW shows, I mean, you're getting a good show. It's going to be a good show. There hasn't been a bad AEW pay-per-view since, like, All Out 2020. With the one with, like, Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy. I enjoyed it, not as much as Revolution, but I did enjoy the show. Ospreay Danielson happened on here. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to put it at good. WrestleMania, that goes at amazing. Night 1, obviously, was the weaker of both nights, but seeing The Rock and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, I don't even know what to say. WrestleMania 40 was definitely one of the best WrestleManias in years. I think it far surpasses 39. We all know what happened at WrestleMania. It was a great show. Man, those final 10 minutes of the main event at night 2. WWE Backlash is a pay-per-view that, like the Elimination Chamber, I can't get behind. It was, look, he had a match with AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes. which is fine. I'll put it at meh. It was okay. I don't know. Double or Nothing was a really interesting show. I enjoyed it more than Dynasty. I'm gonna put it at great. It had the Anarchy in the Arena match, for one. There were a lot of really interesting, really good matches with this Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I think it was probably the weakest Double or Nothing I've seen AEW put out. This was number 4 or 5 at this point. But you know, you had the Anarchy in the Arena match, which, I don't know, it was kind of rushed. Christian Cage versus Swerve. MJF returned. I'm gonna put it at great. I did really enjoy that one. More than Dynasty, probably not as much as Revolution. King and Queen of the Ring, I'm putting at meh. This is another thing, like, there's a lot of WWE pay-per-views that are gimmicky. The thing about King of the Ring is I feel like it was interesting when it first happened. Way back in the day, when you won King of the Ring, that was it. You were the king. That was your gimmick. Now, Forbidden Door, Clash of the... I really don't know which one comes next. We're gonna go Clash of the Castle here. The problem with post-Roman Reigns WWE pay-per-views, in my opinion, they have not been very strong. It's just that there's not much to look forward to. Drew McIntyre, obviously, he gets screwed out of it. Look, I'm a Damian Priest fan forever. Okay, so I'm not mad at that. And then the Cody and AJ match, like, it was a nice I Quit match. It was a good match. I don't know. Is it better than... I want to put it at meh. Now, AEW Forbidden Door has never been for me. It's never been for me, especially when you don't have the likes of Kenny Omega, when you don't have the likes of CM Punk, right, who were there last year. I went to that show last year. The only thing that really kind of made any sense to me, and I get that Forbidden Door is supposed to just be great matches, but when that's what Dynamite is, what makes Forbidden Door special? Swerve and Ospreay was an incredible match. So just for that, I don't want to put it at not great. I want to put it at the meh. But I got to take into consideration, you know, the lack of talent that were there. And it's not Kenny Omega's fault. I'm going to keep it at meh. Because to be quite honest, I think there's only one pay-per-view on here that deserves not great. And that's Money in the Bank. Now, if I was there live at the show, I probably would have, you know, I mean, you're at a live show. All you want is the good matches. John Cena came out. I probably would have loved it if I was there live to see it. I don't even need to talk about this. I already talked about this pay-per-view in a separate video. I think it was one of the worst Money in the Banks, maybe the worst Money in the Bank I've ever seen, which is, you know, it's strange because then you get the pay-per-view that comes right after, which is SummerSlam. And that's going right up there to amazing. SummerSlam, I think I already talked about it. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. This was such an incredible show. So this SummerSlam was wild. And, you know, they're going to start to do 2-night SummerSlams, which I don't agree with. I think this was perfect. But let me know what you think about this. Do you think any of these are just completely wrong? Let me know in the comments, because I get a lot of comments that tell me I'm wrong. And I get a lot that tell me I'm right. So I'm very interested. You know, what do you guys think about this? That's pretty much it. Good night.